We are trillions of dollars in debt. We know this debt can never be paid off. It just keeps rising every second, every minute, every day. It just keeps rising. It's got to the point to where how high can it go, right? They're just going to keep adding to it. And they're telling us we're not in a depression, we're not in a recession. Everything's fine, the economy's great, people's got jobs, there's jobs available everywhere. We keep telling you the jobs that are available are part-time, no benefit, low-paying jobs. People in my area, they get excited when a new restaurant comes in town. That's their, oh yeah, that's going to bring jobs and more places for us to eat out. But yet, these places that they're bringing in, they pay very low. The people are lucky to get 20 hours a week, right? So they're not getting benefits. Maybe two or three of them get a manager job, and they get benefits and money. And it just keeps going and going like that in my town. And people get excited over that, like a new restaurant, new grocery store or something like that. Number one, it's more place for you to spend your money that you should be saving, right? Why are you getting excited over a new restaurant? Hamburgers now cost on average what, $10 unless you eat at Wendy's. Wendy's is still a pretty reasonable place to eat if you got to eat out. I will admit I do stop at Wendy's occasionally, and some people say, well, you don't know what's in the meat. Hell, we don't know what's in the meat that we buy at the store anymore, right? I've always said, everybody, oh, look, it says bioengineered on it, or it's got this or that in it. The only reason we know is because now they have to put it on the box. It's probably always been in our food and we didn't know it. You still have people that are out of work. You have people that are going to work 40, 60, some of them 70, 80 hours a week and can't get by. But yet we're not in a depression or a recession, I should say, right? If you see the thumbnail, if you can read it real well, it shows that back during the Depression, one of the guys in the picture is holding a sign around his neck. It tells his age, that he's an Army vet, that he's paying on his mortgage and everything else, that he needs a job. So this has happened before in our society. But as long as people are still able to go grab that hamburger or still able to go grab something from the store, they don't think things are that bad, right? They conditioned us during the pandemic that, hey, things are bad, but it's due to supply and demand, right? You go to the grocery store, we all remember there was stuff that wasn't there. It might be there the next week, and it might not be there for another month, but they condition us, just like gas prices. People get excited now when gas prices drop below $3 a gallon. They don't realize that, 2-3 years ago, gas was a lot lower. I've always told you, go look at the price per barrel through history, and then look at the average gas price, right, when it was that price per barrel, and you'll kind of see what's going on. And somebody's going to say, well, it costs more because they're having to pay people more and this and that. It is a simple word of what's going on with our economy, our stuff that we're buying at the store. Greed. If a company, I know this is ridiculous, if a company has a profit margin of $1 million, that's their profit margin year over year, right? They have to pay their employees more. We got to raise prices. Why are their profit margin not staying the same? No, their profit margin is doubling and tripling, right? It's greed. Simple greed. What would you do if you went to the bank and couldn't get your money out? Everybody keeps talking, we're going to go digital currency. We're 90-something% there already at digital currency, because they've already conditioned you to use your debit card or your credit card. Credit cards and all that, and debit cards, they started on really public safety, to keep you from getting mugged, right? To keep the gas station from getting robbed because they didn't have cash in the store no more. That's what they want to do. They want to have it where there's no cash being involved in anything, right? And they'll probably try to sell this whole thing to us that, hey, it's better because then you won't get mugged because of this, and the store won't get robbed as much. It won't be so much crime. Guys, it's at the point now where in America we are witnessing the fall of what we once were. Now, was it the greatest country ever all through time? No, we always had problems, right? But you was able to go to work and be able to afford stuff. When I say afford stuff, you didn't have to scrimp and save to pay a normal bill, right? You didn't have to choose between, am I going to pay the power bill this month or the water bill? You didn't have to do that. Now you're out here having to work 2-3 jobs, side hustles everywhere, right? Just to get through. Not to mention if you have kids, they're into sports. All that's gone up. All the sports like Little League and all that has shot way up. Now high school ball, you're having to put money into that. It's going up, The school system, you're all the time hearing how bad the school systems are, but yet we just keep pumping money into the school systems. Our taxes will probably go up again. Property taxes have went up pretty steadily here over the last few years. It's a greed thing. They have their profit margin and they want above it. You know, would you get mad at somebody that said, I had to raise prices because what I'm doing costs more? My supplies, my products cost more, so I had to raise prices, but I'm still making right around the same profit. Would you get mad about that? Most people be like, that's honest. That makes 100% sense. But then you look at these stores' profit margin, they're double, triple what they were. It's greed. Everybody in my area always, they're going. We need $15 an hour minimum wage. Now we're at $7.50 or $7.25 an hour for minimum wage. I don't remember what it is, but we're already at the point where 1 hour work won't even buy you a Whopper meal at Burger King, right? Because that Whopper meal is over $10, and they're paying these people a little more. Some places are paying decent. But the ones that are paying them $15, $17 an hour, guess what? They're not working 40 hours a week. They're working maybe 5, 10, 20. They might work on Monday 3 hours, be off Tuesday, come back Wednesday, work 2 hours. That's the way these jobs are, and they keep confusing people on purpose, telling you all these jobs have been invented. They're not there. The full-time benefit jobs are not there. They're not. Out of, let's say, 1 million jobs, they might be, I would dare to say 1,000 jobs that was available with benefits. And a lot of places now go through temp agencies. That's how they hire their employees, is through temp agencies. So at the end of the year, 90 days or 6 months, however long it is now, then the company can hire you full time, right? And then you get the benefits. But that 90 days that you're working through this temp agency, let's say they're paying you $15 an hour. Well, that temp agency's making 2 or 3 or more offer you an hour to have you at that job. So when you finally do get hired in full time, if you're lucky enough to make the cut and stay there long enough, you get the average pay of somebody if they would have hired them off the street, right? If the company would have just direct hired them. It's set up now, the American dream, where you go do your stuff, you go to school, you go to college, or you go into a trade, you're able to buy land, a home, and be happy. It's gone. That dream is gone. If your family doesn't own a huge swatch of land here, it's going to be really hard for you to buy land. I'm going to be the honest one that tells you this. It's going to be really hard. My area, the average price per acre with nothing on it out in the middle of the woods. You don't even have a driveway to this property. Average price is $10,000. Now, if it has a septic tank and water and power already close to it, the power's in front of the road, it can be up to $15,000 to $20,000 an acre. I know in a lot of areas it's going to be a lot higher than that, but in my area, you've got to understand the average bring home after insurance, taxes, is around $10 to $12 an hour. That's the average bring home pay, maybe even a little less. Let's call it 9 to 12. But yet people get super excited when we bring in a new grocery store or a new restaurant. And I'm sitting there like, why? Why are you so excited? Oh, it's bringing jobs in the community. Yeah, it might bring 30 jobs in, right? That's awesome. It sounds good on top, right? And then when you start looking down, wait a minute. It's 4 full-time employees and 26 part-time, lucky to get 20 hours a week. That's not good. That is not good. And it's that way all over America. It's not just in my area. Now, you may live in an area where jobs are just readily available. You go, you get hired same day. You got benefits right there as soon as you hire. This area, it's not there. I don't know how to fix it. We've got to, everything's got to crash and start over. We cannot pay this debt off. This debt is ridiculous. I've told you, if me and you ran a business like this, we'd probably be in jail. Yeah, we definitely couldn't go to the bank and keep getting money from it, could we? No, but the government keeps going and going and getting money. They're sending all this money to these other countries. They need to stop that stuff right now. I'm sorry, but you need to deal with your business in your country, and we need to sit back and take care of our own stuff here. Our border's wide open. We can't pay to fix that. We can't pay to put a fence up, but we can send billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, right? And Israel now. But yet we can't build a fence on the border. You know, there's legal ways to come into this country. You know, have it set up the way it's supposed to be, that you come through correctly, just like they did back at Ellis Island and all that, right? But people nowadays don't want to do that. I've always said if we was invaded by somebody, they would be a group of people that will support the people that was invading us because they needed something, right? That's where we're at in America now. And America is not going to get better. You cannot vote your way out of this crap. Now, is it good to hope, you know, and pray that, hey, we're going to get so and so, we're going to get Trump up in here and it's going to fix everything? But you don't realize, let's say Trump comes in office, and I've said this repeatedly, and he deports every one of these illegal aliens. Who do you think pays for that? We do, tax money. You're okay for that type of stuff, right? But you're not okay with keeping all this money in America and fixing America. Closing the border, fixing the roads, fixing up inner cities. All these plants are closed everywhere. Why are you not trying to bring business back into America? Why are you not saying, hey, we got 45 empty plants down through here, let's bring some companies in? Nope, they just sit there empty, right? Because it's cheaper to put the job somewhere else. Made in America sounds great until you get to the bottom dollar. You would realize that it's right here. You know, let's say this was a iPhone. iPhones now, I don't know what they cost, I don't use them, but let's just say average $1,000. If that iPhone was made solely in America, that iPhone would cost you double or more, maybe even triple, but due to the labor cost. We're in a no-win situation here. We're just holding on, hoping we get by, right? Hoping we get by. We're having to pick and choose between what we pay and what we don't pay. If you got medical bills, I mean, it just keeps building up, right? This economy has to crash to start over. There is no way to pay these debts off. You know, eventually they're going to sell this debt off, right? And in some countries, going to own us even more than what they own us now. You know, there's a lot of used car lots that'll do that. You pay for a year or two on your car, and then they'll sell your loan off to another company, right? It's the same way the economy works. Guys, we're in bad shape. Let me know your thoughts on this. Keep your head on the swivel. Be aware, surrounded at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person that can do it. Stay safe. Keep prepping. And undoubtedly, we just got unlimited money in America for everybody else except for our own country. We can't fix our own crap in our own country, but we can send billions and trillions to other people and pay their dadgum retirements. And they're talking about cutting Social Security out here. Guys, stay safe.